Back live here on In Focus. Political parties which are not represented in the National Assembly are not impressed by the 200 million rand windfall announced in the budget speech yesterday. They argue that a cash injection so close to the general election places them at a disadvantage in comparison to their represented counterparts. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo reports.
Let's call it what it is, a parliamentary heist.
The current political establishment does not care about the state of the economy.
Political parties not represented in the National Assembly are crying foul over National Treasury's 200 million cash injection to 14 political parties with seats in Parliament. They say the move places them at a significant disadvantage ahead of what is expected to be a hotly contested national and provincial elections in May. The ANC is set to get the lion's share of the amount, as it is set to pocket just over 80 million rand. The Minister of Finance announced during the budget speech on Wednesday that the National Treasury would avail 200 million rand as per the Political Party Funding Act.
A further 200 million will be allocated for political party funding as political parties prepare for the general elections.
Speaking to Newzroom Afrika, parties not represented in the National Assembly lambasted the move, saying it's a desperate attempt to milk the national coffers.
This is a system of incumbents funding incumbency in a country where incumbency is not favoured. All of the established parties in Parliament are in decline. South Africans are rejecting them because of how they have presided over the collapse of our country, and yet they have generously rewarded their failures with 200 million rand from the South African taxpayer.
A senior Rise Mzansi official concurs with Action SA, saying the money could have been put to better use.
The ANC, the DA and the EFF will get the lion's share of the people's money to help them with elections. Shows that the current political establishment does not care about the state of the economy, does not care about South Africans. That's why they can undeservedly reward themselves with 200 million rand.
Even the more established African Transformation Movement, which is set to get a slice of the pie owing to its 2 seats in Parliament, believes the move is a ploy by the financially battling ANC to make funds available for campaigning.
So it's a ploy from their side to want to have money for them as a party, but unfortunately they can't give themselves directly money. They need to make sure that they say it is for all of the parties.
As per the Political Party Funding Act, the funds will be deposited into the Electoral Commission of South Africa's Multi-Party Democracy Fund for distribution to political parties represented in the National Assembly. The Electoral Commission is mandated to administer the fund, including raising funds for the MPDF from corporate and private donors. The formula for distributing the funds state that a third of the 200 million rand, around 66 million, will be allocated equally among the 44 parties represented in the National Assembly. The remaining 2/3 of this amount will be allocated proportionally in terms of the seats each party has in Parliament. And as such, the ANC, with a majority of 230 seats, will receive over 80 million rand, while the DA and the EFF, with the second and third most seats, will receive about 32 and 19 million respectively. The Electoral Commission, who've been allocated an additional 2.3 billion rand for this year's elections by the Treasury, is also entitled to an administration fee which may not exceed 5% of the 200 million rand. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo in Johannesburg.